Hello and welcome to Cosmic Dragon Tarot. We have 4 piles for you today. We're going to do a timeless reading about your spiritual path right now, what's going on, any messages that your spirit guides have for you, and what might be coming up, what lessons you can expect, what you've been through. So we've got 4 piles of cards here for you to choose from. So take a moment to really gaze at the cards, gaze at the crystals, see which pile you feel drawn to. So we've got pile 1, and the crystal here is Angelite. Pile 2, we have Celestite. Pile 3, we have a little piece of Labradorite. And pile 4, we have Selenite. So take a moment now and see which pile you feel drawn to. You also might want to watch 2 if you feel very drawn to 2. So take a moment now and then click on the timestamp below and you can watch your reading. Hello, pile 1 with your Angelite crystal. Let's just put her here. Let's take a look at the cards that we have for you today. Okay, so we have number 16, Ask Your Soul. Number 29, You Are the Universe. 19, Know You Belong. Oh, 25, Love That You're Different. Okay, I'm getting quite a picture here. This is really beautiful, really lovely cards coming out to start with. Okay, get to those other ones in a minute. Okay, just to start with here, wow, pile 1, it feels like you've had a bit of an interesting time of it recently. You really may feel like you just don't fit in life anymore. It may very much feel like a tumultuous time for you. And we've got the number 16 here, which may indicate that there's been a lot of upheaval in your life, lots of changes, perhaps ones that you didn't want or weren't expecting or just literally couldn't stop from happening. It does feel as though you fit in less and less with your peers, with the people that you used to associate with, that you thought were on your wavelength, you thought would be your friends forever maybe. It could be family that you're having disagreements with and moving further and further away from them. So it's certainly a challenging time for you, but it does look like this is very much all part of your spiritual path, and it feels like your guides really want to acknowledge that today. They want to acknowledge the fact that you are being you are being you are honouring who you truly are, I want to say. And there is this card number 25/7, so Love That You're Different. I love this card. It's so beautiful. And look at this crazy animal here. I mean, what even is that? Is it a dragon? Is it a rabbit? Is it a dragonfly? You know, what is this? But it doesn't matter. It's its own thing and it's absolutely beautiful. And that's what you are. You don't have to fit in any boxes anymore. I feel strongly that your message today includes stand out. You weren't born to hide yourself away. Stand out. You don't fit in any of the boxes anymore. And if you can't find people you know, on your wavelength or who are doing the same thing that you want to do, it may be because they don't exist yet. It feels very much like your soul or your soul group that you're a part of. It feels like you're one of the forerunners for the new age that we're moving into. So it could be that you are completely original, that the work that you do is either original or it will be. You could be an artist, you know, you may be drawn to be an artist if you're not working at that at the moment. But know that even though you are different from everybody else, you know, in so many ways, and yes, of course, we're all unique, but it feels like you are pulling away more and more from the herd at the moment, and with very good reason. You know, you're helping us to all get ready for the age of Aquarius that's coming up. And there is this reminder here that if you're not sure what to do, you actually have the answers within. With this card, Ask Your Soul, you can always go within. You have the wisdom within you because you are the universe. On this beautiful 29/11/2. So those of you that know me know I'm a numerologist, so I always look at the numbers that we get here. So 29/11/2, that's beautiful wisdom. So look at this temple that you're building. You already have all of this wisdom. You can tap into the angelic realms, the higher realms. When you need answers, they're already there. Ask your soul, ask that higher aspect of self. There is so much wisdom within you. I feel in a previous life you could have been some sort of oracle, or you could have had some sort of work, and many of us have had past life lifetimes where we did work with the psychic arts or with magic, and we knew these things intuitively. And so we come through to this lifetime, and there's still part of us that yearns for that sort of temple life that we used to have. But of course, it's not really possible in this lifetime. It doesn't look like that anymore. You know, you don't get to be the Oracle of Delphi. You don't get to be a Peller in Cornwall or something, you know. And the Pellers were the witches in Cornwall. That, you know, that was their whole job. They would cast spells for people, and people would come from far and wide to see them, for them to do their magic and to help and heal them, which was wonderful. I mean, back in the day, it was hardcore. It was different to what we see now. The magics they used, some of them were a little bit dark, to be perfectly honest. Having done a little bit of research, scratched the surface there. And there's a reason we don't go back to these older, darker magics, because we're moving into a new era now. So yes, you may have these past lifetimes that you're remembering, or feel like you're drawn to magic, to witchcraft. It could be higher magics, for example, that you're interested in, and that's absolutely fine. Absolutely fine. You know, even if the people that you find there aren't quite on the same wavelength as you, you know, you might join a coven or a group or something like that, or you might have been studying and finding other people, but they may still not completely mesh with you, and that's okay, because it does feel like on a soul level you're here to do something quite unique and quite different. So let's just take a look at the other cards we've got here. We have Gaia Gateway Activation, Learning Experiences, Wisdom Transmission, Earth Intelligence. Yes. So let's pop this little one up here. There we go. Pop our Angelite over there. Sacred Inner Space, Sacral Chakra, Tenderness, Sensuality. And the Divine Matrix. Wow. Hello, creator, creatrix. Wow, you have a real energy of creation here, an energy of manifestation. It feels very strongly that your path right now is to help bring in the codes, the codings for humankind to actually to ascend, to grow to a higher level. Very, very important. But you bring through earth intelligence as well, so it feels like there's a strong connection to nature here as well. You may feel very drawn to go out into nature, whether it's forests, beaches, plains, mountains, rivers, you know, wherever you feel drawn to go, to actually bring healing and to help bring these codes to earth right now, this wisdom that we transmit. You know, we can act like a beacon, a radio set, if you like, to actually receive the rays, the galactic rays coming through from off planet at the moment, and from higher dimensions, which are very much coming through to help us at the moment. There's so much wisdom coming through. You know, we had that already with the 2911 too. You are the universe, and boy, are you pulling it in right now. And there is a real, I mean, there's a real goddess energy here with the flower of life. It's a real creation energy, these two beautiful swirling circles. And then the pillars, the pillars of the temple, you know, this beautiful vaulted ceiling in the middle. It's like literally you are here to create, bring heaven to earth, in almost a literal sense, and create this new temple. But it's a very loving temple. I'm very drawn to Karuna Ki Reiki here as well, with the colours and the lotus on this card. Yes, it is very much about bringing kindness to planet Earth, and that is very much part of your path right now. So it may feel like you literally don't want to spend a lot of time with other people at the moment, and you're happier with animals or in nature, or just doing your own thing, doing your own meditation, and that's absolutely fine. That's exactly as it is supposed to be right now, if that's the case. And do remember, this is a group reading, so take from this what resonates, what makes sense for you, and of course there may be aspects that don't make sense for you. So let's just take a look at our dragon cards. Destiny, yeah, and Rose. Oh, that's so beautiful. So beautiful. Next to Flower of Life, we have the Rose Dragon. There's so much love here, actually. I mean, there's a real tenderness, and this one says tenderness and sensuality. There's a real loving feeling that comes from this reading. We've got these beautiful hearts here, these cosmic hearts of the higher self coming through. So much love coming through for you from the higher realms, from your spirit guides at the moment. They really want you to know that they care about you. They haven't forgotten you. You might feel like you stick out like a sore thumb right now. You may feel like you don't even belong on this earth, and a lot of us are feeling that right now. So I do want to bring in some reassurance for you if that's the case. It's Okay, this card just fell out. It's okay to play and explore. You don't have to know everything. Okay, that was there we go. I'm just pulling some cards now from my little spirit message oracle here that that I wrote with my guides. They've been giving me more and more cards. We're up to 61 at the moment. We may have more. I'm sure we will have more in due course. But this is a real destiny point here, I think. So if things are radically shifting, or if you're feeling very uncomfortable with the energy, it's because you're being moved into a new one. I don't think you can escape your spiritual destiny at the moment, but I don't think you'd want to either. I don't think you need to do that. I think it's very beautiful. I think people and places are being lined up for you right now. And even if they haven't shown up yet, they will do. And it will all make sense why you didn't want to hang out or do that job or stay with this person or stay in that marriage, you know, because there is big change on the cards here with that number 16. Very big change is absolutely possible for you at the moment. Even if it doesn't look like it at the moment, it's absolutely there energetically. But it may simply be that it's time for you to make a new decision. It may be time for you to step out of your comfort zone, because the universe can only do so much. You know, the universe can only do so much to bring those things in for you. Sometimes it's up to you to actually stand up and do something as well. And even if you're tired, remember it's baby steps. Growth starts small. And we've got learn to rest, not to quit here on number 1. And number 1's all about beginnings. We've got number 1, number 2. So it's literally baby steps here. It's okay. No one's saying that you have to know everything. No one's saying that you have to be a guru for everybody else, or that you have to have 10,000 courses up on online, or you're not good enough. The wisdom, the love, the healing that you bring to this planet, to this earth, is absolutely enough right now. It's more than enough. It's exactly what you should be doing. It feels like you are doing what you should be doing already. So just keep going with it. And there is a certain fatigue here. And number 16 can be a very tiring energy, because it can feel like we've been in a washing machine, so to speak. You know, the universe's washing machine has been throwing us around and we might feel absolutely shattered and exhausted, like we need a break after all of that. So there is a reminder here with, you know, with your spiritual path from your guides. The reminder is not to quit. Don't give up. This isn't a moment to give up on yourself, to give up on your dreams, to give up on what it is you feel drawn to do, to achieve. And that doesn't mean that you have to earn lots of money. There's no pressure here. It's not about that. It's about what you bring to the world. It's about the love, the wisdom, what you channel, what you bring through for other people here. So be very, very gentle with yourself, I want to say. Very gentle with yourself, please, in the coming weeks. I'm also drawn to salt. I feel some sort of purification with salt would be useful at the moment, whether it's having a nice bath with a little bit of salt sprinkles in, you know, whatever you like best. I like to put a bit of Himalayan pink salt in my bath sometimes for like a really cleansing bath, and you could put some, I don't know, a sprig of rosemary in there or something like that. Something very cleansing, I think, would be very healing for you at the moment, just to really shed some old energy, because there are some old things that really need to go, so that you can, how can you build on this? Yeah. So that you can move forwards. There's certainly an energy of shedding a skin right now. There's an energy of letting go of some of the things from the past. The road is long, 29, isn't it just? Isn't it just? Growth starts small, take it one step at a time. Okay, stop trying to do so much. You're doing a great job of your spiritual path already. Okay, step by step, baby steps, rest, look after yourself. Also, how can you build on what you already know? And it comes in with a very practical 44. I love 44, but this numerology is showing up all over the place at the moment. You might be seeing 44 showing up in your life. It may be a very important number, 44-8. And it is about making things concrete, making them real, and also building on them. You know, it provides a firm foundation, and it allows you to build and to keep going as well with the 8. So don't, again, slow down to speed up. 23-5, the Icarus mind. So yes, slow down and allow your intuition to guide you here. The Icarus mind is where we fly high into our intuition. We don't just think with the small mind, the monkey mind that says, oh, you should do this, or the telly said you should do that, or your mum said you should do this. You know, this is very much about being led from higher mind, from higher levels of intuition. There's so much coming through for you at the moment. There really, really is. And it can make you literally feel like an alien, like this funny little creature over here. But I want you to learn to love that if you don't already. And it may be that you're already completely okay with, you know, being very, very different to other people. And that's wonderful if you are. If you're not, then I would encourage you to get comfortable with being different. Okay. At the turn of an age, there is nothing to be gained by being the same as all of the people who are still embodying the old energy. Okay. That's kind of a boring lifetime. You know, you weren't here to have a boring lifetime. You're obviously here to have a very interesting lifetime from what I'm seeing here, but it's also very beautiful. Stop and smell the roses along the way. You know, that there's a real energy of this. You're here to have a really interesting, fascinating spiritual lifetime. So enjoy it, you know. And a spiritual lifetime doesn't mean that you have to make lots of money from it. It doesn't have to be your job. It doesn't have to be something that you do a lot, but you will have those amazing little moments, those little spiritual moments where you know you've done something, you've had that experience. You know, you might have gone into nature and given healing to Mother Earth, or just to a tree, or had a moment with a wild animal, for example, and you know it. And it's those little moments which are so precious. And obviously the universe sees them. The universe knows that they're happening. Rome wasn't built in a day. Okay, so just keep moving along, keep moving forwards at the moment, because the road is very long. Again, we've got 2911-2, the number repeating itself. So 2911-2, quite an important number sequence for you at the moment. Brings in a lot of wisdom, so much wisdom here. And it feels like your intuition, like I said, your intuition will bring through wisdom from higher self. You've got so much of it already. You've been here so many times before. This is not by any means your first lifetime. I don't believe that for a second. You have a lot of wisdom, even if you feel like you don't. I feel like you're one of these people that feels very ignorant, but only because you're aware of how much there is to learn, because you're actually quite wise. You're really quite wise and quite humble with it, which is a really, really beautiful thing to be. So we're just going to bring in a couple of animal oracle cards here just to finish up and just to get a little bit of a message on what to expect next and what your guides would like you to do. Oh, Crow Spirit 17. Co-create with Spirit. Well, that's what they would like you to do. They really want you to work with them. I really feel strongly that your spirit guides, you know, they really want you to work with them right now. And if you're already working with them, do more. They want you to co-create your entire reality, help to bring in this new beautiful world of abundance, of love, where everyone can thrive. This is your path now. And 54, know your worth. Know how darned important you are, please, pile one. I want you to know this. You really, really matter. You do. And you might not believe that because you might not have been told that, or you may have been told the exact opposite in your lifetime. But it's so important right now that you see it. So we've got a 17-8 here. So again, this is mystical knowledge leading the individual. When we reach 17, it's also very hopeful and optimistic, like we see in the tarot. But it's illuminated energy at 17. And this magical little crow is coming in to show the way for you. Very ancient animal, very sacred animal as well, bringing in that omen, that beautiful omen, that beautiful message. And then the little skunk spirit. Now, if he isn't an outcast, I don't know who is. Okay, again, like our funny little animal over here. What is a skunk other than an outcast? You know, no one wants to hang around with a skunk except his own kind. And with good reason. Other animals are scared of the skunk. You know, obviously skunks have a very specific defence, and other animals are terrified of it because it's terrible when it happens. And I'm not saying that you're stinky. Please know that. But it may feel as though other people are literally avoiding you moving forward. Some people are literally moving away from your energy because they cannot mesh with it. You're on such a different level to so many people right now that it's almost like you try and have a conversation, you do this. You just can't meet in the middle. You can't get anywhere near each other. very, very difficult to communicate with some people. And that can leave you feeling less than, it can leave you feeling very frustrated. And I want you to know how important, how valuable you actually are in this world at the moment. So we've got 54-9 there as well. And it's funny because I was thinking about the number 54 this morning. I was pondering actually the meaning of this number. It's a very very calm number, I want to say, because it's the real world, sort of informing the mind, but it's also where it's also adventure. That there's a possibility for real world adventure here. I feel there could be actual travel that comes in for you, because we do have this little road that goes off into the distance to the horizon. Where is that going to? Where is your spiritual path literally, physically going to lead you? So there could be an actual move coming up for you, you know, whether it's a short distance, whether it's literally just moving city, moving town, or it could actually be moving country. There could be something coming in on your spiritual path sort of in the next few months that could literally be about relocation to a completely different country. So there is that to look forward to. That could be pretty exciting. But again, there's nothing to rush here. There's absolutely nothing to rush. You're doing great, I would say, on your path right now. You're doing such a good job of it, okay? If anything, you guys just really want to bring in some reassurance that you're doing the right thing at the moment, because with so many people who are probably going completely different directions to you right now, you might really be starting to doubt yourself. And there's so much reassurance, so much love coming in here. I want you to know just how special you are, how important you are, you know, in your life and in everybody else's as well. Everyone that meets you in the whole universe, you're here for a very, very important reason. So there's no pressure. Take a bit of a load off, take care of yourself, and see how you can move forwards in your spiritual work, how you can expand your communication with spirit. And thank you so much for watching. Please do leave me a like. Remember to subscribe to the channel. Please do leave me a comment. I'd love to hear from you, and share this video with a friend. And I will see you all again very soon. Bye. Hello, Pile 2. So we're going to have a look at your cards now. We're looking at your spiritual path, any messages from your spirit guides that they want you to know at the moment, and what's going on for you when it comes to your soul's journey here. So we have your Angelite crystal that you've chosen. We're going to pop her over here, and we're going to take a look at the first cards. So first of all, we have number 15, sensitivity. Wow. And 23, nourish. Oh wow, very feminine energy coming through here to start with. Very loving energy as well, kind of mother energy coming through. Then we have, let's space these out, 34, reveal your truth. Move that over. And number 5, challenge your perception. Okay. All right, let me put the other cards here for a moment. We'll look at those in just a moment. So, wow. Woo, it feels kind of like your guides want to give you a big hug right now. It really does feel like that. I feel like you may have been having a bit of a tough time here, actually, quite emotional, quite difficult, maybe some difficulties in your personal life or you know, to do with relationships, particularly. Very painful, very difficult, or it could be old memories actually coming up to do with difficult relationships or things that have been very painful. But there's a lot of pain that comes through here. I feel like you're a very sensitive person, a very sensitive soul. We do have the sensitivity card here. This is, to me, this speaks of you being an empath, of really feeling things more deeply than other people do, just generally in your life here. And again, I want that to be acknowledged here. It feels like your spirit guides want to really acknowledge that. And it feels like they're really trying to support you, really trying to help you through whatever difficulties you may be going through at the moment, or in the months to come. So it does feel like it's been very difficult for you to truly be yourself. And I feel this maybe in relationships, maybe you've always been putting the other person first, or maybe you came from a difficult upbringing where you were not allowed to be your true self. You were not allowed to show people who you truly were. You know, you may have had to prioritize other people's needs for whatever reason. You know, that may not have been the fault of the people around you at that time, but certainly it's left its mark, because it feels like you've literally been hiding your whole life. And there are some similarities here as well to the reading for pile 1, so you may want to have a look at that one as well if you feel drawn to do so. Remember, this is a group reading, so there may be some elements that don't chime for you and others that do. So take what resonates, take what makes sense, and leave what doesn't. So 23-5. Wow, 23 is the most sensitive of all of the fives. This shows me that you really consider things carefully. You do. When you think about things, you think about them very carefully and from a higher standpoint as well. You're always trying to do the right thing. And again, I feel like your guides really want to bring in some guidance here when it comes to how you consider matters. Because it does feel like you want to always do the right thing, but you have a habit of just doing whatever actually puts someone else first. And that isn't necessarily the same thing. Okay, doing the right thing doesn't necessarily mean putting other people first. It can literally be not helping somebody. Sometimes the right thing is to say no to somebody, somebody who's codependent, or somebody who's too needy, or who is dealing with an addiction or some other problem, or who just simply won't help themselves. Okay, sometimes the loving thing is to say no. And it does feel like there is a person or people in your life that you really need to cut ties with now, because we do have this sword here. Feels like truth needs to be told, and it may be quite cutting, it may be quite harsh, and you may not be used to actually doing that, but it is important for you at the moment. And I think your guides really want you to know that. They want you to know that your path, you were not put here to work for everybody else. You were not put here to be everybody else's crutch, everybody else's doormat even. Many empaths end up letting people walk all over them because we think that's what we're supposed to do. We feel other people's emotions so keenly, it's very, very challenging for us, and we can really struggle in that respect. And because you have this very intuitive energy, I feel you're very psychic, very intuitive, whether you're aware of it or not. I think because of that, you feel everyone else's stuff. So I also want to remind you, or perhaps inform you, to clear and ground your energy. Okay, daily, regularly, hourly, if that's what it takes. Clear, shield and ground your energy, and make sure that you're doing it regularly, because it feels like there's all this sort of psychic dust and rubbish just being kicked up, and that you pick up in your aura. It just feels like there's all of this debris, psychic debris in your aura from other people, and it's making your hair look a bit frazzled. Look in this card, it feels like there's all this debris, and that may be partly why you have to wear the mask, because you don't want other people to see just how psychically shattered you are. I'm very drawn as well to lapis lazuli crystal for you, which is, I have a little bracelet, which is this one. This is mine. You can't have it, but I feel like this would be a very, very helpful stone for you at the moment. And look, we have this beautiful sort of indigo colour on these first two cards as well, so I'm going to actually just pop this here because it feels like a very important crystal for this reading. She wants to come out to play, so she's going to sit there. There we go. So, and this crystal, I mean, it harmonizes and works very strongly with the third eye chakra. And I feel as though your third eye chakra could really use some love right now. And if you look at this lady here, she's got a little heart drawn on her third eye chakra. Your third eye chakra needs some love too. It really does. So any healing that you can give it, if you do Reiki or any sort of energy healing, that would be wonderful for it. Or you can wear or hold or have with you lapis lazuli crystal, or any other crystal that you feel drawn to that you feel would benefit your third eye. Go with your intuition on that one, or you can ask a crystal expert. But I do feel very strongly that you're kind of frazzled psychically. It feels like you've been doing a lot of work psychically, and your third eye chakra is just absolutely shattered, frazzled. It's been doing way too much. It's been working far too hard. And you may not even be aware of the fact that you're doing it. Other people may say to you, how do you even know this? How did you know I was feeling down? Or, oh, you always know when no one else notices. Well, that's why. If you didn't know, that's why. But it's definitely time for you on a spiritual, emotional, psychic level to draw some strong boundaries. And that might be a word that you don't like. A lot of us empaths, we don't like the word boundaries. I want to help everybody. I want to hug everyone, but we can't do that. It is time to nourish yourself as much as you've been nourishing and helping other people. And this is the thing, and you see it a lot with people who are healers or who work, you know, we get drawn to healing professions, don't we, as empaths? Or we're drawn to psychic professions even, or to be healers, or you know, we work in holistic well-being. We genuinely try to help people with our abilities, whether it's our job or not. But it just feels like you've been doing too much for other people, and that's kind of the flip side of the energy here. Doing too much for other people, putting yourself last, and that can actually become an excuse to not look after yourself. That can become an excuse to not move forwards on your own path, to not move forwards in your own life and your energy. Oh no, but I've got to help this person, I've got to do this for that person, I can't do this for myself because I have to help whomever. You know, that's not going to wash anymore. And I feel like it's really necessary now for you to make some serious choices about what you do, and who you spend time with moving forwards, who you help, who you consort with, you know, who you spend time with, who you give energy to. I think that's going to be an incredibly important thing for you to be thinking about and looking at very, very clearly. Who do you put on a pedestal? Who shouldn't be on a pedestal? Are there people in your life taking advantage of you? Because this is all very, very important as a theme for your life right now. So let's just take a look at the other cards we've got coming up here. Okay, and we'll see why it's so important you draw those boundaries. Arcturian light codes, evolutionary downloads, recalling power, future thinking. Akashic records, clearing old stories, releasing past lives and freedom. And angelic frequency, angels are here, you are safe, potent connection. So you see, this is actually what you're supposed to be doing, okay? And I don't want to should you here, because that's not fair. I'm not here to bash you or to tell you off. This is not a telling off session, absolutely not. I'm here to help. Yes, I feel like your lifetime, yes, you are an empath. Yes, you may have had difficult experiences, but it's certainly time to refocus your energy now on your spiritual path for the things that you feel drawn to do, that you want to do, you know, the things that your soul actually incarnated to do, and everything else is kind of a little bit by the way. Yes, you've had the other experiences and that's helped you to become an empath, and very often it's a challenging start that kind of supercharges our empathic ability. It can really help us to develop those abilities, and to actually develop the third eye chakra as well. A lot of people with very, very developed third eye chakras who are very empathic, had horrible upbringings, came from trauma, came from abuse, you know, because they had to almost, you know, they literally develop those sixth senses. Of course, there's more than six, but in order to survive, in order to stay safe. Okay, what's the abuser going to do today? Oh, how well they feel upset. Maybe I can pacify them by doing this. You know, you became like this radar for other people's feelings, for other people's needs, desires, and wants. But here's the other stuff that you can be doing if you choose it. These are the other things that you came here to do as well. You're not just here to serve other people. You're here to serve other people in this much higher way. And this is what I feel your spirit guides want to talk to you about today. It is about serving humanity, serving the world, serving the universe from a much higher standpoint. There's this beautiful energy coming through to help you with that at the moment. You are an innovator. You are naturally innovative. You may feel drawn to innovative technologies, because there's nothing wrong with technology in and of itself. It's when it's misused that it becomes a problem, as we found in Atlantis. You know, that kind of went a bit wrong there. But there is a lot to be learned here. These are messages coming down from higher realms, from what we would call other planets, you know, other solar systems. There's a lot coming through here. I feel you may be a starseed as well. This could have been said to you previously. I feel that your soul did not originate on this planet. And again, that might be why you feel a little bit different to other people. And you can never really quite be yourself, because you think to yourself, oh, people will think I'm weird. If I say that, I better not. And that's okay. But you have a very futuristic outlook on life. You have a very very innovative outlook, and I feel like you've already had a future lifetime. Now it may sound a little bit strange, but it's actually not. It's quite straightforward, because time is not linear as such. I feel as though you have memories from a past future lifetime. Okay, you've already experienced lifetimes in what we as human beings would call our future, but on a soul level, time doesn't exist, so that's not a problem for the soul. You could absolutely have had a lifetime in the future already, and then find yourself here as the sequence goes, or you're having memories from what is a future lifetime. So that in itself can be very strange, feeling like you kind of already know some things that haven't happened yet, or you imagine technology, or you might be very interested in sci-fi, that sort of things, because it just really resonates, and you think, yeah, I kind of recognize this. This feels very, very normal to me, very interesting to me. So there is that as well. It's a very, very interesting position to be in, something that certainly not everyone finds themselves in this position. Very future thinking. Also this huge angelic presence coming through here. And this one's come through next to this very protective angel here as well, challenging you to change your perceptions and remember who you are, cut ties with the people that harm you, speak your truth. Cut off the energy drains, absolutely. There's a very big amount of angelic protection coming through for here. And if you've asked for it, well, here it is. And even if you haven't asked for it, they're here anyway. So it could be your actual guardian angel, your personal guardian angel, actually chiming in here as well, saying to you, look, it's okay, you are safe to make whatever decisions you need or want to make at this point in your lifetime, even if you know other people aren't going to agree with it, even if it's something that's going to make your partner unhappy, or you need to leave a relationship, it's absolutely okay. You will be safe, we will help you, we will guide you, but make sure you listen to that guidance. What I really like here is we have this kind of like little star thing here and this little star here. Again, it's sort of cross-shaped 4 points. It's a very, very practical energy coming from higher realms, I feel here. Very practical, but very helpful wisdom and advice coming in from the higher realms. So do listen to your angels when they speak to you. And remember that, your guides, your angels, they do work together. They are aware of each other. Of course, angels are on a higher frequency and they work differently. We do have to ask for their help, otherwise they cannot get involved under universal law. So if you need the angels' help, please do ask for it right now. Right now. Literally just say, angels, please help me. That's literally all you have to say, and you don't even have to say it out loud. But there's a lot of very pragmatic advice that they can bring through for you. Don't think that angels can't help you in a technical situation, because they may well be able to. Also, now this is an interesting one, seeing the Akashic records. Wow. Clearing past lives. Yes, I do feel, now this is interesting, because I said about kind of moving backwards in time with your lives. We do jump around sometimes when we reincarnate, and that's okay. It is a thing. It does feel like you've come back to this lifetime, to this age. Okay, this is a new lifetime for you, but you've come back to this age for a very important reason. Okay, you are a freedom agent. You are here to help people to find more freedom within themselves. You are absolutely here to release them from the bonds of karma, I want to say, and that is a higher role that you can actually play in this lifetime. So if you feel drawn to do any sort of tie cutting work, so again, I'm going back to the sword here, tie cutting work for people, healing work for people, specific modalities that work with clearing old karma, like theta healing, like SRT, like Reiki. We can work with the Akashic records using the distance healing symbol. There are many, many different ways, plenty that I don't know about, to actually help people clear old karma, to clear old contracts from the past. So that they stop reliving old patterns, and also ancestral karma as well. I feel like we're going to get to that bit. There is some ancestral karma that you're here to clear for your personal family line, and to help other people, guide other people to do the same thing as well. I've also got a link to China, or to the Orient. I want to say China. In my mind here as well, so there may be an actual connection with an ancestor there as well for some of you watching, but certainly that part of the world I'm very drawn to this sort of little temple thing here. And this is the thing, I mean, you don't have to do this work. No one's saying you have to do it. I'm not here to should you again. You don't have to do any of this work, but your guides are nudging you in that direction. So if you're noticing some changes, you know, that things are starting to feel very uncomfortable in what you're doing at the moment, or you're starting to think about any of these things, that might be the reason why, you know, your personal guides will communicate with you in their unique way, the way that they communicate, and they will be nudging you towards fulfilling your actual soul's purpose here, because, you know, you've got some really exciting things to do. It's going to be very fun, very interesting, very expansive energy. I kind of want to put my arms, you can't see me because I'm off camera, I'm putting my arms out, out wide at the moment. Very expansive energy. It's a very interesting energy, and it brings in, it's kind of cranial, I want to say, very cranial on a again, it's that 23-5 energy, very philosophical. It's like your guides want you to expand your mind and go into expanding your mind. It's fascinating learning ancient and modern wisdom and knowledge to help mankind. It's absolutely fascinating. So you may be drawn to read or to study spiritual topics at the moment, but to really quite a high level, you know, not just on sort of a more basic level, to really read those ancient religious texts or spiritual texts and really get them on a higher level. That I'm very drawn to that for you. So let's just have a look at these two dragon cards that we have here. We have the Merlin, of course we do, and the Air Chalice. Yes, it's all about the higher mind, all about the higher mind. Of course it is, with the element of air. Wow, inspiration coming through for you. Hello, magician. Hello, ancient magician. There we go. Yes, you have a lot of ancient and future wisdom and guidance to bring to this planet, to this earth. Merlin, you know, some people say he aged in reverse. Some people say that he jumped forwards and backwards in different lifetimes, that he reincarnated as himself many times over. Very interesting energy, very complex energy. He was so knowledgeable, so wise, and I feel this is what your guides want for you. They want to bring in this opportunity to either study the knowledge and or put it into practice if you've already studied it, or to study more, really put it into practice. But study because you want to, because you're enjoying it, not because you think you have to study. Okay, there's no should here. There's just a suggestion that it might be more fun to go in that direction, to really study, to let go of trying to run around after everybody else, and to put your spiritual life first. That's where I want to go. I'm just going to quickly pull a little card from my spirit message deck. Okay, so Spirit is on the line. Will you answer the call? That's the question. 35-8. Oh, they're so cheeky. Okay. They are so cheeky. And that's where I actually want to end your reading. Spirit is on the line. They're really trying to get your attention. They're saying, come on, we're ready to work with you. Are you ready to work with us now? And they will wait for you, because they've always been there with you. You know, your guides have always been there. They always will be there with you as well. I feel that your spirit guides may actually feel very familiar to you, because you'll remember them from other lifetimes here. But they really want to talk. They really want to chat. They really want to guide you. They want to lead you forwards to this this much more kind of spiritual path of wisdom and knowledge and learning, which sounds very exciting to me. I don't know how that sounds to you, but it sounds very exciting to me. And it won't be boring. It won't be tedious. It won't. I'm not going to say it's going to be easy, but there's a very interesting spiritual life for you if you want it. But you have to answer that call. So what are you going to do, party? Okay. Thank you very much for watching the video. Please do remember to leave me a like, subscribe to the channel, leave me a comment if there's something you would like to share with everybody. I love to read your comments. Do share this video with a friend, and I will see you all very soon. Bye-bye. Hello, pile 3. Let's take a look at your spiritual path. Any messages from your spirit guides at the moment, and what's going on there, what they would like you to know, and what's coming up. You've chosen the pile with the little piece of Labradorite there. Isn't that gorgeous? I'm just going to pop her over here. And let's take a look at your first cards. So we have 45, Let Your Light Shine. Wow, now that's interesting because I just lit an extra candle because it's starting to get a little bit dark here and it's actually there behind. That's very interesting because I was thinking, oh, I'm lighting an extra candle. I wonder if that's significant for this reading. Okay, yes, clearly it is. Let's continue. Okay, number 25, manifestation. We have 48, wash away your burdens, and 38, see the signs. Let's just move these around so you can see all the cards. Okay. All right. All right then. Okay. Whew. Okay. Yeah. Are you ready to be seen? Are you ready to be seen in the world? Because it does feel very much like it's time to let your light shine, literally to light everything on fire. Let yourself be seen. So right off the bat, this could be about, could be starting a YouTube channel, but it feels like your voice, your light needs to be heard, needs to be seen, needs to be witnessed, needs to be listened to, needs to be acknowledged, needs to be put out there. And it's not so much on other people noticing you and seeing it as so much as you putting it out there, putting your energy out into the universe. You are needed right now in the universe. You are necessary in the universe right now. I can't stress how important you are. It feels like very much a turning point in your life as well, because we have wash away your burdens, but it comes in on 48, 48, 12, 3. 48 is completion of karmic contract. So it feels like you've just finished something on your spiritual path, and it's time to actually step up your game a little bit because you're ready. You're ready to do it, but you might not feel ready. You might feel very, very, very not ready. Absolutely overwhelmed, terrified at the prospect of being heard, being seen, being noticed, you know, being trolled, you know, your voice being heard can be absolutely terrifying. And I can feel my throat chakra just tightening up. I'm gonna have some water. Feel my throat chakra tightening up as I say that with you know, I can feel the anxiety there. You know, public speaking can be scary in whatever way, shape or form. But there's a real reticence to be seen here, but it is time. It's time to wash away what's held you back, okay, to clear away all that sort of black tar that you've picked up over the years, all of the stuff that's held you back and stopped your light from shining. And you can see this beautiful light shining down from heaven, from the universe. And you've got to remember, you have access to that. You are the universe. You know, you have that connection to the divine. You are that aspect of the divine. There is nothing that you can't do if you put your mind to it. You know, we have 25/7 manifestation. Very interesting. And it is the mind sometimes gives the intuition instruction. It tells it what it wants, and then the intuition has to go with that. Sometimes it's difficult to just trust the intuition because we have this conscious mind, obviously, that has other ideas and may question. But it's time to actually put those two aspects of yourself and let them work together now so that you can create the life that you actually want. There's a whole new life waiting for you. It doesn't mean that everything's going to change, because you may be very happy with some aspects of your life right now. Remember, this is a group reading, so some aspect of this reading may resonate more than others. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. But it does feel like huge change is possible for many of you right now with this energy, and it's a very, very exciting energy, and I feel like the messages are really ramping up. Okay, the universe is not being subtle about this. Your guides are not being subtle about this. See the signs. Okay, we've got 38. So what, that's 38, 11, 2. Oh, wow. So wisdom coming through there as well, but coming in through symbology. We've got these very interesting symbols of the elements of astrology coming through here. This gorgeous lion. We've got a dragon. We've got a little wolf down here. We've got the ankh and the sun. Oh, wow. So much symbology. You know, whatever the symbols are for you, however they come through for you, whatever form they normally come through. Some people see feathers. Some people pay attention to specific signs. I want to say as well, pay attention to the signs that repeat themselves at the moment as well. The ones that keep showing up, even if they're not your favourite ones or the ones that you like to see. If something keeps showing up, like a pentagram keeps showing up, pay attention to it. See where it's showing up. See what it's showing you. What is it pointing out to you? Because there are definitely some signs which are acting as markers for you right now, which are trying to guide you in a bit of a new direction. And there's a lot to leave behind. There's a lot to leave behind. Okay. Whew, this is big energy. It is going to feel a little bit overwhelming. It is, but it's nothing that you can't do because you've already got the wisdom there. You've already brought it into this lifetime. It's just a case of sort of opening the box now and letting other people see what you got. You know, it's a show us what you got moment, I want to say here. Very wise, very great wisdom coming through. I'm going to move on to the next cards here. Although I don't feel like we're quite finished with those because my guides have just stepped in there. So we've got the Temple of Truth, throat chakra, like I said. Throat chakra, self-expression, you've got to be authentic and your voice needs to be heard right now. You have a message for the world, which is very, very important. Third eye activation, so brow chakra, inner vision, clear seeing. Wonderful. And Shambhala initiations, retreating to recharge, trusting in the process, Dharma. Wow. Whew. Okay. Like I said, it is time to step up and be counted now. And I feel your voice is a part of this, whether it's literally speaking or writing a book, creating a website. I feel you have an important message for the world, for mankind. And it's been a long time coming. And I think it may actually relate to your own experiences in this lifetime as well, because you have been through a lot and it feels like that many things have weighed very heavily on you. You know, more so than the regular person, because we all have trials and tribulations and that's normal. But I feel like you pile through, you've really had a bit extra and it's been a little bit unfair at certain points in your lifetime. You may have thought to yourself, hey, this isn't fair. Why am I, you know, getting the shitty end of the stick? Why am I getting the difficult path to walk when other people seems to be so easy? And I want to go to childhood as well. There may be some things from childhood there that weren't as easy as perhaps you would have liked. And I want to talk specifically about love. And I've just realised I'm actually hugging myself with my hands, right? I hadn't realised I was doing it. Yeah, it feels like there was a real need, a real yearning for love, for your inner child, for yeah, there may be some inner child healing to do there for you that you may want to explore, you may want to look into, and it may be something you've already done or are already in the process of, have done many layers of, but it's a many layered thing, as healing always is. It does feel like the inner child is crying out for love, for acknowledgement as well, and this is where the voice comes in. I feel this, whatever this is, however you choose to express yourself, however you speak your message to the world, it's going to be very healing for the inner child, because I feel the inner child might not have felt heard. You may not have felt heard when you were younger. And there may be this whole karmic pattern in your family line as well of people not being heard, particularly women, that you are actually here to break that pattern, to break that karmic cycle. And I keep having to take sips of water with this reading. I do apologise. Really big throat chakra stuff going on here. But it also ties in with the third eye chakra, which is obviously the seat of our clairvoyance. It's the seat of our psychic ability. It's the chakra that we use the most when we're doing a reading like this, for example, when we're tuning into energy. You know, it's the seat of our intuition. It is literally our third eye. You know, very, very literally. It's how we look at other aspects of the world, other dimensions. It's literally what we use for that. So I feel that clairvoyance is actually a strong ability of yours, whether you use it or not. Clairvoyance specifically, and clairvoyance is about seeing, whereas there are other abilities as well, like clairaudience. Some people hear their messages, some people, there's clairalience, where you smell things, clairsentience, where you feel things, you know, and a few others besides. But I feel like you may actually start seeing things if you haven't already started. You may be somebody who, when you meditate or when you close your eyes, you see images, you actually see them. It feels very much like that gateway is opening up for you at the moment, that whole portal of being able to see very, very clearly. So if you're wanting to work in a psychic field, I feel like that's a real possibility for you. You'll be very, very good at it if that's something you choose to do. Or if it's something that you do, you know, just for friends and loved ones, sometimes if you give them readings as well. You know, not everyone has to do it as a job. Obviously, we can do it for, you know, just when we need it. It's right there to be done when it's needed, when it's necessary. And it is something that you'll be very gifted at doing, very good at doing. So I would encourage you to actually work on that. You know, if you're planning on buying a pack of tarot cards or oracle cards, I would encourage you to move forwards with that if you feel drawn to it. Your guides really want to support you with that. I want to support you with that. I feel strongly like, yes, if that's what you want, do it. If you haven't already done it, do it. Or if you want to buy a new pack, do it. You know, if you want to buy those runes, you can make your own runes. You know, you can make all sorts of things. I mean, like my little, oops, my little deck here that to show you that I work with. I created this little deck. This is, you know, my guides, and I put this one together. They gave me the phrases, I wrote them down. We have our own little deck here. Spirits on the Line answer the call. That was actually from Pulse 2's reading. That's weird because I've shuffled them since then. So perhaps that message is relevant for you too. So I'm just going to put that there. Yeah, Spirit want to work with you. Really want to work with you, you know, whether it's as a medium, whether it's working as a psychic, as a reader, as a healer, or just incorporating that more into your daily life, because this is something I've felt very strongly about for a long time, is that those of us who are psychic or mediumistic, clairvoyant, whatever, or healers, our job is not to put ourselves to one side and just do that within a very specific community of other people who do that. Our job is to bring our abilities, bring our gifts, I suppose you can call them gifts. I don't like calling them gifts because everyone has them. And to call them gifts can make other people lazy. But to bring our abilities and integrate them into regular, everyday, day-to-day life, into our interactions on a day-to-day basis. That's where they belong. Okay, the very fact that we're not using them right now in the workplace or in our relationships is very disappointing to me. Because I use them when I'm in the workplace. You know, I used to work in the corporate world. I've always used my abilities when I'm there. I use them to help and heal other people when they need it. You know, I use them to really understand people on a deeper level, to, you know, you can use them to know what's coming, and to just have a much more cohesive and holistic approach to everything, not just the workplace. You know, all of our relationships can be enhanced when we have that developed intuition, that developed psychic and healing ability. It just takes us to a whole new level of being human beings. And I feel that's you, Pile 3. I feel that's you. You may already be there. But it really feels like your guides want you to sort of pick up the baton and run with it now. Pick it up and run with it. You can do this. You already came through to this lifetime initiated, ready to go. It does feel very much like you came through to have a very sacred lifetime, to actually bring your gifts to the world and help people to integrate them into their lives, help people to understand how to expand their intuition and integrate their intuition into their everyday lives. You know, to show them how to work with the law of attraction, how to work with the laws of the universe, you know, whatever it is that you feel drawn to do specifically. It might be healing, might be energy healing, might be clearing karma, whatever it is. That's for you to decide, for you to work with your guides. But I feel like it's really the moment to bring that sacredness into your life right now. Let go of the past. The past is gone. It feels like your life is not going to be the same moving forwards as it was before. Like it or not, it just can't be the same. It cannot be the same. Karmically, that contract is closed and a new one's beginning. A new aspect of this lifetime is beginning. A new contract is being written between you and your guides right now. So I feel like you have some input in this. It's not all pre-written. It's all not all in concrete already. It's not all set in stone just yet. You know, you still have some input here as well, but it's important that you give that input so you get to choose. Otherwise, you may not get to. So that in itself is very important as well. Oh, look at that. Dormant aspects and prayer. Yeah. So I want you to be aware of literally what you have, what you brought through with you to this lifetime, because you may have kind of sensed it, but not really known. But I just want to reflect that back to you and confirm to you. Your guides are saying, yes, you have these abilities. Yes, there is so much that you can do to help humanity, to help mankind right now. And look at these beautiful purple dragons. I mean, beautiful purple violet energy. I'm drawn to the violet flame, so again that might be something that you choose to work with. But it's also the crown chakra. The crown chakra is the energy center on top of the head that connects us with the divine, with divine information, with higher aspects of self, with God, with angels, with our guides, and they're all there waiting to work with you, waiting to really take you up to the next level from wherever you are at the moment, from whatever you're doing at the moment, to literally shine your light right now. It's time for you to be seen. It's time for you to step path. It's time for you to be that light in the darkness, perhaps for other people. Prayer, beautiful as a little candle. That looks just like the candle I lit before I started the reading. I've got a little white candle over there. Yes, so communicate with your guides. I mean, absolutely communicate with divine. Spend time in prayer. Prayer can be so beautiful, and it doesn't have to be, dear God, I would like a pony. You know, prayer is, it can be a two-way street, but it can also be praying for other people. I feel like I'm drawn to guide you to pray for others, pray for the world, pray for the greater good, pray for people who harm others to maybe see the error of their ways, and you can help them by praying for them. And I feel this is a big part of your path in this lifetime and moving forwards. And I think it'll be more obvious as time goes on, but it does feel like you are here to really help and assist mankind through a very difficult time, because we're going through such a difficult lesson right now. We all know it. We've seen what's been going on in the world, you know. It is a difficult lifetime. It's a difficult time to be alive. And of course, we never really die, but I mean alive in human form. And the thing is, if you want to defeat your enemies, the question I will ask you is, are you prepared to pray for them? Are you prepared to pray for your enemies, for the people that you feel are bad or cruel or doing the wrong things or inflicting harm on other people, who may literally be inflicting harm on other people? Are you willing to pray for them? And that's a question that I want to ask you as well, because I believe that's where you will find a lot of answers, in asking yourself that question and perhaps exploring praying for other people that perhaps would not accept healing from us. And again, this is the thing, when we do healing, any kind of healing, I mean, I'm a Reiki master, many of you are as well, practitioners or healers in some way, shape or form. But we can't send healing to someone without their permission. And if there's somebody on the world stage that, you know, you see the harm that they're doing, you think, oh, I could send that person healing, but we're not allowed to do that without the person's permission. Now, we don't have to get it directly. We can go up to the astral level and ask their soul if they would accept the healing. But sometimes we'll get a no. You know, a lot of people, especially people who are very intent on causing harm to humanity right now, who have very specific agendas, or have their own agendas, and they don't care who gets hurt, they will say no if you try to send them healing. And they have every right to say no. You know, they don't have to accept any healing from you or from anybody else. But you can still pray for them. That's the point here, and that feels very important for you right now. So I'm just going to leave you with that thought. We're just going to pull a few little cards from my little message deck here that my guides helped to put together. Let's see lastly what your spirit guides have to say. Okay, no mud, no lotus. I love that one. What brings you happiness and joy? Love is all around you always. Oh, that's lovely. That's really lovely. I really like no mud, no lotus. It's actually kind of paraphrasing the Buddha, I think. Oh, this one as well. Okay. Kundalini Rising. Thank you. That one just appeared at the bottom of the deck and I saw it and went, oh, am I meant to put that one in as well? My guides went, yeah. No mud, no lotus. Absolutely. Yeah. I'm not surprised that shows up at a change of era in your life, at kind of like this change of karma. Yeah, we do have to go through the difficult stuff so that we can be the beautiful flower, you know. Without the filthy mud, there is no beautiful flower. So yeah, everything that happened in your life happened for a reason. I know it may have been awful, and I'm sorry. But it's okay. I feel like you're really through that now. Like you're really almost starting again in some way, shape or form. And that's great. And there is this reminder as well. It's not just all about your spiritual path, because we've talked a lot about that. It's also about what makes you joyful, what makes you happy. I feel like there's a real part of you that wants to sing your message to the world. You want to be heard, not because you have to, but because you want to, because it's who you truly are, because it makes you feel joyful, makes you happy. And there is that reminder as well that love is all around you as well. It's the second time I've seen 54 today. Very interesting, because it's a number I was pondering on this morning. Love is absolutely all around you. It's a very gentle, stable energy comes in with 54. And I just want to say, you know, it's okay. All the stuff that you've been through up until now, it's okay. I feel like things are really going to get better for you. They are. You have a lot of opportunity on a spiritual level to make some big changes in your life, which I think will actually translate into real life as, you know, sort of concrete life, very noticeable changes in your life right now. And I think that's unavoidable, because it does feel like you've had this Kundalini rising. Either you've had one, you're going through one, or you're literally about to have one. And what I mean by Kundalini rising is it can be quite sudden. It's kind of going up to another level spiritually. It's an awakening on a spiritual level, of some degree or other. It's different for everybody. You know, we awaken to different amounts at different points in our lives, and everyone does it a little bit differently. But there's a real spiritual awakening going on for you right now, or it's literally on the cards, because it's kind of in the right now position in front of me. You can't get away from it, and it might make you feel like you're going a little bit crazy as and when it happens, but you're not. You're doing really, really well, but it may be time to just move in a little bit more of a spiritual direction in your life, because it does feel like your truth really needs to be heard. Mankind needs that right now. Your truth, your voice needs to be heard. We need it. The world needs you. Okay. So I'm just going to bring in, oh, look at that. Nightingale spirit. Love is all around. Well, love is literally all around you. So clearly, if you're feeling unloved or alone or worried or anything at the moment, your guides really want to reassure you right now that they are there with you 110%. They are really taking care of you. And even if you do allow your voice literally to be heard from one of these little trumpets, you know, it's coming out as musical notes, but that is how birds communicate. And look at his cute little crown here. So there's communication coming in from above as well here, directly into this little bird. And he is allowing his song to be heard. And they are saying, you know, let your voice be heard, let your song be heard. It will be well received and you will be loved regardless. Not everyone's going to like what you have to say, because not everyone will. I mean, there's always going to be some arsehole, isn't there, who doesn't like something. But that doesn't matter. That shouldn't stop you from saying it anyway. It shouldn't stop you from being authentic, being your true self anyway. Because it is all about truth right now. With the temple of truth, you must be truthful. You must be authentic right now. That's so important. You are so loved by the universe. And it comes in on a 41.5 as well. Wow. So it may feel almost like the world kind of, you've come down to earth with a bump. Like, what am I doing? But it's okay. You are so loved and so supported here. You're definitely not alone. But it's so important that you let your voice be heard, that you sing your song for other people to hear, so that they can be inspired and follow your example. It's not just about you. So thank you so much for watching this reading. Please do subscribe to the channel. Remember to leave me a like. Do leave me a comment if there's something you'd like to share with us all. I do love to read your comments. And I will see you all again very soon. Bye-bye. Hello, Pile 4. Let's take a look at your spiritual path, any messages that your spirit guides have for you and what's coming up on your spiritual journey. So yours is the pile of crystals with the selenite. Now, selenite's a beautiful crystal connected to the moon, and it is water soluble. So if you have some, don't get it wet. We're going to pop her over here. I'll have to put her there so she doesn't roll around. This crystal likes to roll around quite a bit if you don't wedge her somewhere. So let's take a look at your cards. You have number 20, soul writing. Number 40, colour. Interesting. 49, we are all connected. And then 46, time to reflect. Ooh, wow, yeah. That energy kind of makes me go, ooh, yeah, I kind of want to sigh, take a bit of a breath and go, wow, yeah. Feels like it might be a moment to do some journaling, actually, for you, Pile 4. Ooh, there's a lot to contemplate. There's a lot to look at for you right now in your whole life and on your spiritual path as well, and how your spirituality ties into everything, how it all fits together, how it all knits together. Wow. Yes. Reflection time for sure, 46:10:1. But 10, of course, brings change. So what are you thinking about changing right now? What are you thinking about doing differently? Do you need to write about it? Do you literally need like a whole change of crayons at the moment? Do you need to switch to a different palette in your life, I want to say? And I mean that figuratively, although it could be literally. Is it time to switch to a different palette? Is it time to literally do things differently? Have a completely different flavour to your life, a completely new theme? Could be quite original. I love how we've got this, we are all connected, comes in on 49, 13, 4. So again, 13-4 can bring an ending of something, can bring a death of something. But there is a reminder that it doesn't matter. If you don't do something, someone else will do it. And this is always the way, you know, when it comes to our soul's path, but also things like jobs. If you don't do it, someone else will. It's okay. There's no pressure on you here. I don't feel like this is a moment where you should feel pressured or, oh, I can't leave this job because who else will do this particular role if I don't? Well, guess what? Someone else will do it. We'll be fine. Don't feel like you have to do the, you know, something that is beneath you or that you don't enjoy anymore just because you're worried someone else won't be there to step in and fill the void, because they absolutely will. They absolutely will. I do see that it feels like your emotions have been very squashed recently. It feels like you haven't been able to really express how you feel about things, and you may have had to keep quiet for a very good reason. You know, it may be that someone's been ill, or maybe that you've been at work and you have to keep your head down so that you don't lose your job, you know, because we do have to eat and pay bills at the end of the day, and that's understandable. But it's kind of almost like a coming of age energy with this, because we've got number 40 as well. 40 is the number of viability. I mean, it's not just that, but it is very much a number of viability where change also becomes possible, I feel, in your life. It feels like it's kind of time for you to step into a whole new era. We've got 20 here as well, so we've got that zero energy coming in with new potential. Which direction are you going to go in now? What is it that you want to do? I feel writing about it may be very, very helpful, and may actually help you if you do maybe some automatic writing to bring through messages from your spirit guides there. That could actually help to facilitate the communication. Or maybe drawing and painting, because I am drawn to psychic art for you as well, pile 4. I feel it could be that art may be a way for you to express yourself psychically, or it may be a way for your guides to actually communicate with you as well. So stay open to that if the opportunity presents itself. But certainly a time of very deep reflection into who you are and what you want your life to look like moving forwards. And it's not a small question. So I do want to say, very much take your time with this. This is not a small question. This is a very, very big question. But this is the thing, I feel like your life feels a little bit entangled with other people at the moment, so it may be that there are some endings really needed. You may need to take some really decisive decisions and some decisive action to step away from a job, a relationship, from family members, or from social circles, or something you're involved in that just isn't working anymore, but it's draining you. There's a real tired, drained feeling here with part 4. And your guides are really aware of that. So it does feel almost like they want to open the window for you right now and say, look out there. Look, it's sunny out there. There's fresh air. You can get out of this stuffy room. Go over there. It's okay. They really want to show you what is through the window. They want to show you what is on the other side of all of this, the opportunity that you can achieve, that you can take when the time is right. But it is very much about divine timing. So you may almost feel like you're in limbo at the moment. And I feel that there's a reason for that. It may not be time to move forwards right now. It may feel like things are being delayed a little bit. And that's okay. I want to say that is absolutely okay. There is some self-love that I'm guided to talk about here as well. There is a need for self-love, for self-nurture as well. Really, really taking care of yourself with these cards. And a reminder that, that you are connected to the universe, you are connected to the divine, you are connected to your intuition and your higher abilities, your soul, your higher mind, your higher aspects of self. And they are extremely wise, and they absolutely can help you right now. You know, your spirit guides are absolutely waiting to help you, and you may have already been speaking to them. Remember, this is a group reading, so take what resonates and leave what doesn't, because it will be slightly different, of course, for everyone watching. But if things are not moving forwards, there's always a reason for that. Okay, it may be that the universe is really trying to give you time to consider, to rest, to take it step by step at the moment, because the energy is really quite gentle but quite sedate with this reading here. It's not like a fast energy where I talk really fast and I get really animated. I'm feeling kind of a bit whew, and not just because it's the number 4, pile 4. Of course, number 4 energy can be a little bit slower, but this, it feels like you're really being given a bit of a break. So we have inner earth, base chakra, so the root chakra, yes, laying foundations. That's literally 4 energy in a picture, number 4 energy in a picture. So it's quite sedate. Crown chakra upgrade. Okay, that explains a lot. Thoth light codes. Again, that explains a lot. Well, you have got a lot going on. Okay, no wonder things can't move forwards too quickly. Okay, what I wanted to talk about on the sort of more surface level, where I was picking up to start with, is that your body needs a rest, your mind needs a rest, you know, your whole being needs a bit of a break to actually consider moving forwards, what it is you want to do with your life, what you want it to look like, who you want to spend time with. It feels like a lot of things are being brought into question for you, and it can make you feel stuck while it's happening, but basically the universe won't present the solutions to you until you've decided what you want. Okay, until you're really clear on the direction you're going in, and you've had a rest, and you're ready to take that next step. And that can be really frustrating, because we think, oh, I've thought of the thing, now can I do it now? And the universe goes, no, you're not ready. So there is certainly, like I said, divine timing at play. It will be time to be ready soon. But not until you've made that all-important decision. Okay, the decision dragon showed up. We have nutrition dragon as well, which is talking about very much taking care of the physical body. Okay, you have a physical body. Please look after it. Please eat correctly. Please drink enough water. Please take whatever supplements or medication you're supposed to be taking, and take it on time. Please really put your focus on your physical body, on the body temple, because it needs you right now. It absolutely needs you right now, because you've got some very, very big energy upgrades going on right now, or for some of you they may have happened already, but I feel like they're still underway. Even if they've already started, you may be aware of them already. Huge upgrades. Okay, crown chakra upgrade, Thoth light codes. This is a big deal, and this can make you feel absolutely exhausted. So something that's happening for a lot of people at the moment is we are getting upgrades of various different sorts at different times, you know, whatever is correct and meaningful for us. But it's preparing us to move into the new energy of the age of Aquarius, because we are all evolving. You know, the human race is evolving on a very high vibrational spiritual level. We are evolving to a higher vibration, and it's necessary for us to do that. It's part of our natural evolution. It's completely normal for us. But because nobody talks about it particularly, and we're not taught this stuff in school, we don't really know what's happening to us when it happens. So you may have been experiencing whistling in your ears. You may just be feeling very, very tired and out of sorts, or perhaps even feeling that you've got sort of one foot in this world and one foot out of it, and you don't quite belong, and you're not sure why, and feeling weird and having visions, and you don't know what's happening. It's these upgrades happening, but ultimately they will leave you feeling absolutely shattered, absolutely exhausted. So I want to say, be very, very gentle with yourself over the next few months. You've got these light codes coming in. There's a lot happening. There may be some very interesting things happening astrologically for you as well. I'm very drawn to your astrology. So have a look at your astrology, see what's going on there. You know, if that's something that you study yourself, I'd be fascinated to hear. Please leave me a comment and tell me what's going on there. So it's very, very divine. It's very, very high vibrational stuff that's happening. And the thing is, we expect high vibrational energy to feel great. Okay, but the poor old physical body isn't really designed for that, so it can make you feel absolutely shattered. You think, oh yay, I'm going to get all this wonderful energy, it's going to be great, because the word energy is kind of misleading in this context. We think it's going to give me energy. Yeah, not like you're thinking. You have to process it first. I suppose it's akin to eating a meal, you know, where we eat some food. We don't feel like we've got lots of energy after a big dinner. You feel absolutely knackered, like you have to go and digest it. You know, we have to go and have a bit of a rest, maybe a sleep, have a bit of a sit down at least, and we certainly can't go swimming for at least an hour. But this is it's the same thing, that the physical body has to literally kind of digest the higher energies, the higher frequencies that are coming through. It has to assimilate them and turn them into something it can use. It has to upgrade itself, like a computer upgrading software, updating software. It's similar to that as well. So it all takes a lot of time. It can make everything very slow and arduous in the meantime. Have you ever tried to work on a computer that's updating itself? Oh my goodness, that's a nightmare. Or even if just the antivirus software is updating itself, everything seems to take forever, doesn't it? And that's kind of where you are spiritually for many of you. But it gives you an opportunity, it gives you time to make this decision as to where you actually want to go, where you want to move forwards, or how you want to do it. Get much clearer on it if you haven't already made decisions about your future. But also it gives you the opportunity to take care of your physical body. And I would caution you to have some sort of physical spiritual practice as well as the sort of mental spiritual practice. You know, we may pray, meditate, we may have our spiritual practices like ritual, for example, but many of us forget the physical body and all of that, and it is so important. Okay, there are many things that we can do, but the energy must move through the body as well. We must have that physical practice, so as well as sort of the psychic or mental one or emotional one. Yoga, Tai Chi, Qigong, there are martial arts, there are many different ways to ensure that the energy is circulating correctly through our body, that we are keeping the meridians open, that we're keeping that the chakras nicely balanced in order. Many different things we can do there. Yes, chakra balancing, chakra healing work will help, but you lying on somebody's bed is not going to tone up your body. All right, so I'm not going to give you a pass on that one. You must do the physical work, keep the body toned, work the body, let the muscles move, let the lymph move, let the whole system move so that the energy can pass through it correctly. We must move the body in order for that to happen. Okay, there is no excuse for not doing that. You can't just sit in a cave, in a temple, and expect your body to be okay. And this is why you do see a lot of people who work in spiritual fields who do end up with health problems, because they have failed to take care of the physical body. They failed to have the physical spiritual practice that they needed to. So just a little caution there to take extra care of your body. Make sure you're moving it enough. And I want to say not just walking, some sort of physical spiritual practice as well. Whatever you feel drawn to will be the right thing. I give thanks for my many blessings, 32. And passion requires follow through, 48. Yes, it does. Okay. It does require follow through, and it requires you to have energy in order to have that follow through. Now, this is interesting. The more peace you have, the more transformation is possible on 55.10.1. So again, transformation on 55, the higher mind. But peace has come out next to the dove. I do find that very, very interesting. So there's a very peaceful energy coming through here. Whatever you're working on, whatever your upgrades are, they're extremely sacred. Very high level, very high vibrational. So it wouldn't surprise me if it was coming from off-world at the moment, or even from angelic realms, that you may be somebody who actually works with angels, who works with those angelic energies. And if that is the case, by all means ask the angels to help you with this this process that you're going through at the moment, with this evolution that you're going through at the moment, and help them, ask them to help you to reflect as well, so that you can see things really clearly, so that you can get very clear on the direction you want to go in. Because as you know, I'm sure you can't have help from any angels unless you ask for it. You've got to ask for them to give you the help. You've got to give them permission, otherwise universal law prevents them from stepping in unless it's literally life or death. And even then, you must ask the angels if you want their help. So this is a little nudge here to ask your angels for their help, for their guidance, for their counsel, for whatever it is that you need right now. They may step in to nudge you towards a specific spiritual practice, to a path, to a teacher. I would say be cautious with teachers, because the best spiritual teachers are actually our spirit guides, the angels and the higher levels themselves, rather than people. People can be useful, but remember, everything comes through the filter of their own consciousness, regardless of of how learned or wise or evolved we might think we are, or they might think they are, or people think they are. Everything still comes through the filter of their own perception, and I want you to remember that. I'm not a fan of, you know, elevating somebody to a higher level because you consider them to be like really spiritual and really wise, because they may not be any wiser than you are. They may just know a few more extra things than you do. So be cautious when it comes to, you know, teachers and gurus. A little bit cautious there. Beware of any egos, I want to say. So passion requires follow through. It does, and it comes through on 48, which is completion of karmic contract, which also showed up for Pile 3. We also had number 48, completion of karmic contract, coming up there too, which is very interesting. So if you feel drawn to watch Pile 3 as well, there may be some messages for you in that one too, for some of you. Give thanks for my many blessings. Yeah, you are truly blessed at the moment, even if it doesn't feel like it. And I feel like this pause, this reflection time that you're having at the moment, it's coming through as an absolute blessing for you, even if it doesn't feel like it. You know, you may have just lost a job and you might be sat at home going, what am I doing? What am I meant to do? But sometimes the universe forces us to rest. And there is a saying that I do refer to a lot, which is, if you don't rest, you'll be made to rest. Okay. And it's very often not pleasant when we're made to rest. We may find ourselves having some sort of illness, being unwell, or finding ourselves without employment or something, because we're literally being forced to stay at home and rest, you know. And it doesn't have to go that way, but sometimes it can do if we don't listen to the messages, if we don't do as we're guided to do. All right, the horse comes out. Here she comes. That was very fast. I feel like when things get going for you, it's going to happen really fast. It will just suddenly all slot into place, like chung chung chung. It'll just literally all come together. Something very weird happened with my camera there. Let's just put it back. There we go. Thanks, horse spirit. Very disruptive energy, the horse spirit there, just sort of pushing everything off kilter. So when everything does come together for you, when you've gone through this period of healing, resting, integrating these amazing light codes that are coming in for you, it's going to go really fast. Really fast. And I think you'll find a tribe to go with you as well. I don't think you'll be walking this path on your own. I think there will be some very wonderful, like-minded, high energy, high vibration people who'll be walking it with you. But like I said, let spirit be your guide. I don't feel like you need a teacher as such at the moment. You don't need like a person to guide you or teach you. Let spirit very much guide you on this one. It comes through on another 32, so this seems like an important number for you. We've got two 32s there, 32.5. So 32.5 is very much the intuition leading the blueprint. So you're going to need to let your intuition guide you. This isn't going to be so much of using the mind as using the higher aspects of the mind there, looking for guidance from above, I want to say, for you. So with this horse spirit as well, we get a very sacred 33. So the positive aspect of number 33 is the Christ consciousness, okay, and that is what we're trying to achieve right now. It is what we're moving towards, what we're working towards as we move towards the age of Aquarius. You know, it is what we are evolving towards, becoming more Christ-like. That is the point of our evolution. That is what we are aiming for. Some people are aiming in the opposite direction, and that is the negative energy, the negative aspect of the number 33, which is why sometimes we see it associated with things that are not positive. But it doesn't have to be. All numbers have a positive and a negative aspect. You know, they are neutral in and of themselves. But 33.6, so it all comes down to the heart. What is in your heart? Okay, if freedom is in your heart, then that's what you have to aim for. That's what you have to do. You need freedom. So very, very interesting that horse card just sort of jumped out there. You may literally have horses, you know, there may be a deeper meaning for you personally as well. Like I always said, so group reading, take what resonates for you particularly, leave what doesn't. And there may be little tidbits as well that are just for you, that jump out for you as well. So I'm just going to take one more card from this little pack here. Let's see what we've got to finish off. Look at your own reflection. Yeah, again, time to reflect. Clearly I didn't say enough about that card because they still want me to talk about it. Okay, really take your time right now. Consider who you are in the world. Consider what it is that you want. What brings you joy? What brings you fulfillment on every level? You know, and this isn't a trick question. There's no right or wrong answer here. It's what you want. What do you want? Has anyone ever asked you what you want before? Because they may not have done. Many of us have never really thought about what we wanted. We've done what we thought we were supposed to do. We've done what we thought we should do. We've done what we thought was the right thing to do. But at no point, perhaps, have we asked ourselves what we'd like. And I want you to really take some time out at the moment. Be very gentle, very kind to yourself, but really reflect on your life to date, because it is all about to change, but you get to be a very, very, very big part of that, working with your guides. So thank you so much for watching this reading. Please do subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Do leave me a like. Also, please do comment if there's something you'd like to share. I do love to read your comments, and I will see you all again very soon. Bye-bye.